everybody. Um, it is Tuesday, May the 9th, 2023, and for whatever reason, I thought it might be a great idea to go live at 4:49 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm crazy. So here I am in my pajamas, drinking my morning tea. Good morning, Kristen. You know what? I ate really late last night, which you're not supposed to do. And then I fell asleep right after I ate. Also, what you're not supposed to do. And then I woke up at like 3:30 in the morning. So here I sit. So I feel you in the insomnia division. Thank you for popping in. It's lovely that I'm not sitting here talking to myself. So I don't know about where you live, but the moon is so bright this morning, whatever you want to call it. I tried to take a shot outside the window, but of course it never sort of, looks the same in a picture. So there's that. I did, what do I have to share? I have lots of things to share. So first thing I want to say is today is my only day off this week. Woohoo! I have so much going on, jam-packed week, friends. I'm going to pull up my calendar so I don't forget anything. So tomorrow night, I'll be back at 8 p.m. to do Achieving Wellness, and that is talking about comparing ourselves to others. So I hope you guys can tune in for that. On Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on with Nancy Jean, I think. We're going to be doing some past life readings on her channel. Then at 5 p.m. Eastern, I'm on with Terry at Holding Your Space. That's Terry Brunner. And then on Friday at 7 p.m., I'll be back here with Mel Dorr, and we'll be doing a show called Celebrating Moms. So I look forward to that. I'm so excited to meet Mel. So yeah, that's what's going on. So Kristen says you're taking the day off for Mental Health Day. You know what, my friend? Mental health days are so important. We need them. And when you listen to your body, or, your intuition tells you that that's what you're supposed to do, then if you have the ability to do so, then definitely take the day. Pamper yourself, love yourself up. We all deserve that. We had our first sunny day yesterday in probably like a week and a half, so that was lovely. Good morning, Chase. How are you, my friend? Happy Tuesday. And this week it's supposed to reach like 20 degrees Celsius, so that's about like 70, 75-ish Fahrenheit, so that's exciting. My husband cut the lawn for the first time on the weekend. And of course, we've already got dandelions popping up everywhere. Rosie goes to the vet again today for another check-in or check-up. So she's not going to be very happy this afternoon, but we need to do that for our pets. All right, let's toss some cards. What do you guys think? Let me know if you want a particular question answered. Do you want me to drop the camera down? You guys let me know whether you want me to drop the camera down so you can see the cards, or if you want to keep looking at this lovely face that's just woken up. Well, not just. I've been up for a bit. Let me know. I did a lovely show with my niece last night. We talked about our intuition. And so that was fun. It's the first time that I've had her on as like a guest. So it was a different experience, and it was lovely. I so appreciated it. When you do something and it just fills you, sort of fills your bucket, you know what I mean? Fills you up for the day. That's what that's what I felt when I walked away from it. So it was lovely. Oh, you're very kind, Kristen. All right, let's pull some cards. Kristen, I should get you to come and visit my channel if you would be interested. I'd love to have a chat with you about the workshops that you do and just your experiences. Good question, Chase. All right, let's do it. We're going to start out using the Guiding Light Oracle. It's a big deck. I've got little hands. Look at that. Perfect card. Kristen, do not sell yourself short, my friend. So we have Life Force Energy. Card number 1. And it says, it is time to engage in activities that rejuvenate your mind, your body, and your soul. You know, so to your point, Kristen, about taking today as a mental health day, you know, this is what this is. This is co-signing that this is a great idea, right? If you feel the need to do something for yourself, whether it be dance around the living room, you know, go into the kitchen and make one of your favorite recipes, go for a walk, maybe think about, you know, redecorating a room in your house. Any place that you can channel that excess energy, especially in a creative way, can be super, super beneficial. It can remove you from all the stresses and the tensions in your life. Number 1. It allows you to focus on something else other than perhaps maybe, you know, something that you've been overly focused on or a stressful situation. Sometimes it can sort of like be transportive, if you understand what I mean. All right, Energy and Spirit Oracle is what we're working with now. And you most definitely have a lot to offer, Kristen, so I would love it if you could come and visit. The second card that we have here is Kinship, Community, your group. You know, that sense of belonging, the sense of support, the sense of like-minded people. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here, you know, because it's morning and it's just us. So I live in Canada, and the coronation of King Charles, I watched because he's my king too. And I have to say that I feel a lot of, you know, hate, a lot of unsettled and sort of resolved feelings just sort of in the energy around me. You know, people on the news, people on different platforms, social media, there's so much division and hate where that comes. And if I, you know, in the moment I was allowing it to sort of take the joy away from what I was feeling at the moment. And so sometimes we have to remove ourselves from, you know, an environment that is not beneficial, right? That's what I want to say. And so we surround ourselves with like-minded people that can lift us up, right? We can sort of feed off of their positivity and their joy. In addition to that, I don't know about you guys, but I love the feeling of knowing that I'm part of something, right? This is the Cat Wisdom Oracle, and I love this deck. It's kind of like in a funny kind of way, but the messages are really interesting. So we have judgmental, observe your critic. So to the point that I was just making about the coronation, I could have been judgmental about those people or those situations that I found myself in where I was feeling, the negativity towards the situation. But instead, I chose to remove myself from it so that it didn't dampen my experience, right? So rather than getting stuck in the muck with the toxic or the negative or the just what's not serving your highest good, remove yourself from it, right? Put your boundaries up and remove yourself from it. This is about looking after ourselves, surrounding ourselves with positivity and keeping that vibration up. That's what we're getting so far. Let's pull some tarot cards. I'm going to use the Lightseer Tarot. And you get to listen to me sing. What a bonus. I'm not a singer. Not a singer. All right, we have the Six of Pentacles flying out. We have the King of Wands flying out. And the Death and Rebirth card with the Lovers card on the bottom. Interesting energy. So the Six of Pentacles, giving and receiving, that charitable sort of feeling, right? That feeling of, as sort of what the cards have already shown us in terms of extending a hand to a hand that's in need, right? Feeling the support when you require it. Like-minded individuals coming together, right? It's about charity. It's about generosity. It's about giving and receiving. The King of Wands, this is about communication. It's about your creativity. It's about leadership, right? Taking charge of you, your life, your destiny, your path, really standing in your power. The Death and Rebirth card as the outcome card, right? New starts, new beginnings, right? One cycle ends, another begins. Now, if we are going based off of the oracle cards that we already pulled, this is about really standing in your own happiness, not about other people's happiness. This is about you specifically. It feels very much like if you move towards a group of people that lift you up, then you will bring and feel that harmony, which is what's brought to us here with the Lovers card, right? This is about the blending of energies. It's about harmony and union. It's about love and joy. So I think that's super interesting. Kristen says, I have been wanting to have a challenging conversation with my small pagan fellowship. We are very chaotic because we have no leader. I am thinking of offering myself as a leader. Should I? How will those go? It's an excellent question. I'll definitely throw a card for that. Chase says, Kristen Louise, inside we are perfect. We vibrate high frequency, but outside is low vibration. Dwell on perfection and your body will be healed. Sending you lots of love and hugs. Well, that's very kind, Chase. And I agree with what you said. So that's what I got sort of for the day. And I think that that's a super interesting reading, right? I feel like I was picking up on what you said, Kristen, about taking the day off for a mental health day, which is awesome. All right. So Kristen says that she is thinking about offering herself as a leader. Should she? And how will it go? Good morning, JR. Hello, my friend. It's good to see you. All right, so let's see what Kristen needs to know about stepping in as a leader. Yeah, that's too many cards. Good morning, Waja. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Thank you for being here. Okay. So, the answer is yes, Kristen. We have the Three of Pentacles, working together, working in cooperation with others, helping to show others how they can excel at the same time as you sort of, because I feel like you're bringing that group together, if that makes sense. We've got the Magician. The Magician uses all the resources of the tarot to bring the energy of clarity and understanding, right? So that you, the Magician, can navigate their path. The challenge is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups is letting go of your insecurities that you may have about being in that type of a role, in that type of a position, right? And I'm not saying that you do have insecurities, but whatever may be stopping you from saying yes immediately is what the challenge is going to be for you as you navigate that path, right? Sure, JR can do that. Six of Swords is your outcome. So moving out of troubled waters, I think you stepping into this role, even if it's just, if you offer to be like a temporary leader, it's going to be very beneficial for you. I think that it's going to help you in ways that were unexpected. And on the bottom of the deck, we've got the Page of Cups. So I feel like it's going to be very much a emotionally sort of beneficial and inspiring experience. You're going to get things from it that were, as I said, very unexpected. And below that, you have the Seven of Pentacles. And of course, the Seven of Pentacles is about sort of taking pause. It's asking for patience. And at the same time, you're taking that pause to sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? You're taking a pause to assess what you're creating, right? So I think that it's going to be a good experience for you. And if you, and this is just on a personal note, if you are worried about it, perhaps you could say as a temporary measure, because we need a leader, that I would offer to do this, on a temporary basis. And we can look at it later on down the road rather than committing yourself, right away. Yeah. So if you're, hi, Quincy. Hi, sweetheart. My kitty cat, Quincy, is here. All right. So I got JR and I got Waja. All right. So I think that it's a great idea for you, Kristen, and I hope that you enjoy it, because I think it'll be great. You're very welcome, my friend. All right, JR says, my brother and I are bumping heads too much. We live together. I'd like to tell him to move out. Is the time right? Hi, Thomas. All right. There's another person I need to invite on. Thomas, you should send me an email and we'll get you on. I don't know when, but I think for you, Thomas, you having, I think having you on for like a Friday at the fire pit would be fun. All right, I'll do yours next, Waja. I do have it started. I just I don't know why, but JR's went first. So I'll do yours right after JR's, okay? All right, so JR. JR, what's your brother's name? Yeah, just the first name, if you don't mind. Thank you. Is your brother an air sign, JR? You got King of Swords popping out here. Ooh, yes. I see the stress. I see the stress, my friend. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So, good morning, Connie. We've got the King of Swords starting. That's why I asked if your brother was an air sign or not. Not that it necessarily matters, but the King of Swords is, you know, that energy of being, I don't like to say the word superior, but above, right? They're very strategic, very much the plotter and the planner, not in a negative way, but they're very analytical. They're very strategic in the way that they do things, right? Like everything has a place and everything needs to be in that place. They really have a tendency to like overthink. There's a lot of love between you guys as a family, right? You love each other. But just because you love each other doesn't mean that you can necessarily live together in harmony. I feel that you are made to feel less than in some way. Like there's a lot of self-doubt. You feel quite possibly almost like offended in some way. I don't know if you feel like attacked, sort of. But that's kind of what I'm getting here. And that's your challenge, is to not take it personally, which I realize easier said than done, but I'm just reading the cards right now. The outcome is the 10 of Wands. Now, this is a heavy burden on you. Okay. Yes, of course, Connie, you can ask a question. We've got the 4 of Pentacles. You know, this is the sorry, the cat's like licking my hand and rubbing up against me here. The 4 of Pentacles is holding on a little too tight. So what I'm getting from this is that you're holding on tight because, you know, he's your brother, you live together, you love each other, you don't want to cause a problem. And so what's happening is you're stifling how you feel so that your brother is elevated. So in my opinion, you have 2 choices. You either openly discuss this so that you can start to feel better about how you navigate the path, right? Him doing his part, you doing your part. Because for you to stifle yourself that's not a solution. That's only making it worse for you. I feel like you feel very much unheard, or like underappreciated. Like it's creating a lot of self-doubt. I feel like he sits in judgment of you. somehow, or you feel that he's sitting in judgment of you somehow. Good morning, Sue. All right. I'm going to pull an oracle card here for you, JR. Because the answer to your question, quite simply, is this. You need to communicate how you're feeling, whether you communicate that with yourself and do like a release ceremony so you can rid yourself of whatever that is that's holding on to you, you know, so that you can process how you feel, or you need to communicate your feelings with your brother. Because if you don't, it's going to become a problem, and that's what's stopping you from doing it. You just need to speak your truth, right? We've got this card of creation, and what it says there is soul expression and something new. So you need to say your truth. You need to speak your truth so that you can allow opportunity for growth. I wouldn't approach the situation like, I need you to move out. I think that if you approach the situation that, you know, can we just talk? Therefore, there's no ultimatums, right? You just want to talk. And after the talk, then you can decide how that made you feel, and if you still want to go down that path. That's what I got for you, so I hope that helps. No, Rosie's sleeping quite soundly, thank goodness. Oh, nice, Carol. All right, bye, Kristen. Have a good day off. Enjoy it, my friend. You deserve it, and don't forget, send me an email, and we'll make something happen. All right, gonna start Connie's question. Or sorry, whoops, wrong one. There we are. General reading. All right, so Waja. Oh, you've said, okay. So you've already done that. Okay. All right, let me ask my pendulum. Because I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling like how do I explain it? I feel like you're over here and your brother's like over there. Either your brother isn't hearing what you're saying, right? Like literally isn't grasping what you're saying to him, or he's just tuning you out. But like he's not hearing you. Okay, Thomas, thanks, hon. Okay, let me ask my pendulum. All right, Quincy, you have to cooperate. This is hard to do the pendulum with the cat. I'm going to turn my camera down so you guys can see that. Sorry, I forget all the time. Because I don't use my pendulum like everybody else. So now you get to watch Quincy. Okay. So should... here we go. Everybody, the animals are waking up. Let me get this off the screen. So... should JR ask Matt to move out? Should JR ask Matt to move out? No. That's a no. That is a no. All right. So Waja's question, back up on the screen. Waja says, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that because I won't do it justice, and I apologize. Express his feelings for me within this week. Well said, Chase. Good morning, Sharon. The Eight of Wands has come out, Waja, so that's, information coming in. It's speed, lots of activity. We've got the King of Pentacles, coming out. And we've got the Eight of Swords coming out. We've got the Hierophant. Something is stopping, like a full commitment, if that sort of makes sense. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, you guys, and I appreciate the support. Yeah, justice, harmony, and solutions. Okay, so this is what I've got for you. As I said, right, the Eight of Wands, activity, speed, information. It's like things moving quickly. So I feel like there's going to be communication between the two of you, which is lovely because we all want to hear from the people that we want to hear from. We've got the King of Pentacles coming out. So, this is about building a solid foundation. This is about looking after the people that you care about. And so I feel like there is affection and the need for wanting to make you and him feel like as a combined unit, right? But we've got the Eight of Swords coming out, and so there's some kind of like under the surface thing, right? There's some kind of something holding someone back, and since you're asking the question, I'm assuming that it's him. We have the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, right? So this is about changing your thought pattern, your beliefs, your traditions. And so I don't know if it's a family thing, a cultural thing. But I feel like somebody's trying to figure out how to make this work rather than just making it work. Does that make sense? I pulled this last card here, which is Archangel Raguel, and we have Justice, Harmony, and Solutions. So literally looking for solutions to sort of bring those scales back into balance, because I feel like someone's overthinking something. We have a tendency as human beings to get caught up in the outcome of a situation instead of enjoying the journey, the getting to the outcome. So, and I'm not saying that you're doing that or that he's doing that, but that's what the cards are telling me, that there's something that is getting in the way, and that if you could just sort of step back from that problem and just be together, that might be enough to just navigate on a daily basis, right? So I hope that helps. I feel like you are going to have a conversation very soon. But I don't feel like what am I trying to say? I don't feel like a commitment, because there is like a perceived issue that you're trying to find a solution for. And I don't know that it's an actual problem, but it's like a perceived problem. Does that make sense? All right. All right, Connie. Connie says, how does Bobby feel about me, and what does he want from me? Thomas says his biggest decision today, should I eat my Meals on Wheels for lunch or tea? Oh, you got the Eight of Wands too, Carol? Cool. Okay. How does Bobby feel about Connie? My head's tingling. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but my head is tingling. The house is starting to wake up. The cats are going absolutely cray-cray. So if you guys can hear all the rustling about, that's what it is. It's an interesting card. Oh gosh, my head is really tingling. We got Ascended Masters, devoted spirits with specific intentions. It's a really interesting card to pull for sort of a relationship question. So we'll see what we get. How does Bobby feel about Connie, and what does he want from me? One moment, please. You're a Virgo. I love that. I'm looking for a specific deck. Bear with me here for a moment. You can never find what you're looking for. I found it. Okay. Now I know why my head was tingling. Okay, please remember that this is for entertainment purposes only. I want to say to you that you are here asking this question because I believe that you already are feeling some sort of something, some sort of way, right? Something is telling you that you need to be cautious, and that's kind of what I'm getting. So I started out with the 8 of Swords. You know, that's a need to protect yourself, right? In a way, because you feel that you are not being seen or you're not being heard for all of the right reasons or in the way that you need to be, if that makes sense. You're feeling challenged with the 7 of Wands. Your spidey senses are up. Something doesn't feel right. The challenge card is the Death and Rebirth card. So this is a difficult one to be your challenge, because this could be, if you allow your thoughts and feelings and your perceptions of perhaps past experience or just fear in general of being in a committed situation, if you can get past that, you might be able to create, you know, something beautiful. I think it goes a little deeper than that. I think that based on the other cards that I have, that you may feel like you are, like it's almost too good to be true. I don't really know how else to say it other than that. Okay, bye, Chase. It was so good to see you, my friend. Many blessings. I hope you have a great day. We've got the 2 of Swords as your outcome card. So this is a crossroads. It's you know, you're at the fork in the road. You're trying to make a decision, but it's also talking about confusion, right? Like, should I, shouldn't I? I don't know. If I go left, then this will happen. If I go right, then that'll happen. Like, it's almost like you're making yourself crazy, not literally. because you're consumed with this. Now, what's interesting is on the bottom of the deck, you have the Star card. Star card is about having faith. It's about exercising your patience. It's also about your connection to spirit. And what I think it means in the context of this is your intuition. You already know what you want and how you feel, but you're looking for something. And so because of whatever it is that you're looking for, you are going to hang around. And I think that you know what I mean. So don't hang around. If you don't feel like this is right, then don't do it. Now, I pulled some cards here from this little love deck that I have. And we've got sunglasses, watching, looking, gaslighting, right? And perception. Again, sort of speaking to that you could have been hurt before, or that you have a particular perception about how you think this is going to go. And because that's how you think, that's how you feel, unless you sort of address it within yourself, it's not going to be any different. You're always going to be looking over your shoulder. You're always going to be coming from a place of, I don't know if I can believe this or not. I don't know if I can be completely open to it. And that's not a successful relationship, in my personal opinion. We have cassette, which is outdated thinking, and sort of replaying events over in our head. So that's the preconceived sort of perception, right? And that's the confusion coming out. The last card that I've got is separation, which is sadness, unsure of future. And I think that sums it up, right? You want this relationship or a relationship, and because this person has come into your life, you want it to work, but you can't will it, if you know what I mean. And I'm not trying to say that there is no genuine feelings there, but I think that you have some work to do in terms of, if your inner voice, if your inner wisdom, if your intuition is telling you that there are like red flags, shall we call them, then you need to honor that and figure out what that means for you. Like, the cards aren't going to tell me that. I don't know. I get the distinct impression that this person makes you feel less than. And I don't know that you know that in the moment, but it's like you feel it afterwards somehow. Like, you feel less than. You feel less than you. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense or not, but that's what I'm getting. Oh, it's 4:30 a.m. in Houston. Wow, really? 8 shots fired. Good grief. But that's what I got for you, Connie. So I'm not sure if that helps or not, but that's what I got. And that's it. Everybody's gone. There's only 2 people listening, so I don't know who the 2 people are, but I thank you. All right. Anybody else got a question? My tea has gone cold. I'll have to make a new one now. That's okay. I can do that. The moon was so bright outside my house, as I was saying in the beginning. I tried to take a picture, and I could not. It just would not work out, but it is big and bright and beautiful. Oh, thank you, Sharon. That's very kind. All right, let me have a sip of my tea. Yuck. It's cold. Ew. You don't like doing relationship questions, Thomas? You're very welcome, Connie. I hope that helps, my friend. Yeah, it's too far to the kitchen. But yes, I should. My husband's alarm will be going off anytime now, and then everybody will be up and the house will be in full swing. The kitty cats are already in the kitchen waiting for their breakfast, and the puppy will be up shortly. Yay. Good times. All right, let's pull a card for... Yeah, don't we all? I mean, but you know what? That's the thing, though, right? Like, that's how we learn. It's how we learn what we like, what we don't like, what we love, what we don't love, what, you know, how we want to be treated, how we deserve to be treated. How we learn to listen to our intuition, how we learn to work within personal boundaries. Yep. Well, it's learned lessons, right? It's like anything else that we navigate in life. I remember, I'll share, as I like to do. So when I met my now husband, I had been through a horrible divorce and not at all where I thought I would be at that particular point in my life. And he kept asking, wanting us to get married. And I was like, no, this is not a good idea, because I was scared. And it was unfortunate because I didn't think that he didn't love me, or that we would not be a successful, partnership. I was more concerned with, would I survive if it didn't work? Like, the doubt was planted really, really deep in my body, in my mind, in my heart. And I couldn't get past the fear of, what if it didn't work out? I was totally living in an imaginary outcome, right? And my mother said to me one day, what would you do if he didn't ask you again? What would you do if the next time that he asked and you said no, he was like, well, this is what I'm looking for, so I'm moving on. And I was like, yikes. And in that moment, I decided to allow myself to think about it. And on the way home from my mom's house, which was like a 2+ hour drive one way, on that car ride home, I thought about what would happen if he walked away. Like, what would my life be like then? And what wasn't an option. So when I got home, I was like, let's talk about what you've been asking me for the last 5 years. And we are coming up to our 19th wedding anniversary in September. So. Look at all the kitties are like, they're swarming. Can you see them all? Whoops, that way. There's Charlotte. Hi, Charlotte. Hi, baby girl. What are you doing? So I share that, not because it's about me, but to say that, sometimes we can have preconceived notions because of past experiences, maybe because of, maybe your parents had a divorce and it was a horrible experience that you lived through. And so you don't want to live in that. And so unintentionally, and sometimes even subconsciously, you're not even aware that you did that you sort of, put boundaries around yourself in order to protect yourself, right? Doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be based in like bad stuff. It can be based in the best of intentions, I want to say, right? Like you did these things to protect yourself and to help yourself. And sometimes we can hold on just a little too tight, I want to say. No, I don't really have 12 cats. My husband told me 3 was the limit. So I think if we had 12 cats, I'd probably be a single person at this point. We have 3 cats and a puppy. Excuse me. So, on that note, we will leave the relationships behind, and I just want to say, just be kind to yourself, but your intuition is telling you something, and you need to listen to that, right? You need to trust your intuition. We all need to trust our intuition. Oh, you always wondered? So my YouTube name, it's kind of like a nickname in a weird way. I mean, it's not my nickname, but it's like a weird sort of nickname thing. So way back in the day, I'm talking years and years and years and years ago, my mom and I used to play on a game site, forum thing, whatever. We used to play cards, cribbage, and my mom at her house and me at my house. And my mom was very concerned about, safety on the internet and stuff. And so one weekend when I was at my mom's house signing us up for this game site, we came up with these crazy names, that we thought were like, hack proof, shall we call it. And Dozen Cats for me was the name that I came up with. And then of course my mom's name. And I used it as my YouTube name since the day I came to YouTube, which is about 10 years ago, not when I started my channel or in the spiritual community, but just, watching stuff on YouTube. And when I started my channel, it was because of my journey, that all stems from my mother's passing. And I started my channel on my mom's birthday. And so Dozen Cats was my name because it's all part of the same deal, right? It's all about mom. So that's where that comes from. You know what's funny about that? My grandfather actually taught me to play cribbage, my mom's dad, and I thought it was a great game. It really helped me to learn how to count, and I've always been told I was good with numbers, so I associate it to that. And I loved playing cribbage. And when he passed, nobody wanted to play anymore. Nobody knows how. And my mom loved to play, but we didn't live anywhere near each other. So we joined this gaming site, and she was like, "Oh, I can't play, and I don't remember." And then all of a sudden, she was like kicking everybody's butt. It was great. You can't add to 15 for 2. I have to tell you, Thomas, that makes me giggle, because when I was a little girl and I would listen to my grandfather, the 15-2, 15-4, and I used to be like, oh, wow, it's like in a different language, right? I was so impressed, is what I want to say. So it always makes me giggle when I think of that. It took me a long time to figure out what actually was happening. I used to just get sort of hooked on what he was saying, not what it meant. I didn't understand what it meant. I just loved, being in his space. Should we call it that? Backgammon's an interesting game. I played it. I played backgammon. I don't really like it. Doesn't do much for me, but I've not really invested a lot of time in it. I used to love to play chess with my dad, but it was a very sort of like blip, you know what I mean? It wasn't like a thing that we did often, and it's something that I've always thought was if you play chess, if you know how to play chess, if you understand chess, it can help you in a lot of different things. It's a very like logical thinking game and allows you to, process information and navigate things, right? And sort of, it's very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a very analytical, logical, strategic kind of game. And I think that those qualities, right, can help you in your life. And so I wish that I had have invested more time in playing chess, for sure. My niece, who was on with me last night, a couple of years ago, I don't know how many years ago, maybe 10, I have no idea at this point, we were playing, it was Christmas time, and she got an electronic Scrabble game or something. And I love any kind of word game. And I'm a horrible speller, or at least I've been told that my entire life. So I think that I'm a horrible speller. And anyways, we were playing this game, and I don't know, she might have been like 10 or maybe even younger than that. Anyways, laugh out loud. Here's the funny bit. She's like, wow, you're really good at this. And I'm like, well, I should be. I'm like, 40 whatever years old I was. It was like, I would hope that I could spell four letters together to make a word. But yeah, I love any kind of word game. Oh, good night, Sue. Many blessings, my friend. Have yourself a good sleep. Sweet dreams. Carol says, backgammon has strategies that repeat like chess, easier to learn than chess. No, 100%. It most definitely is easier to learn than chess. I guess that's the thing, is that when I was playing backgammon, I didn't understand, because I've never really even thought about, the strategies of backgammon. It was just like a time filler. It wasn't like I was learning the game, if that makes sense. Oh my gosh, speaking of games, so my husband and I, this is years ago, we were playing on the computers, we were playing Monopoly, and on a computer thing, the same as what I was doing with my mom. And I was like upstairs in my office at our old house, and he was like downstairs in the basement in his little officey thing on his computer. And I won, and he accused me of cheating. I'm like, how in the heck could I cheat on a computer? But anyway, I was like, you just don't like that I won. Oh my gosh, love euchre. Love it. Love it. Love playing cards. I'll share another little funny story that I love this, and I don't even know where this came from, other than watching my grandfather play cribbage was probably my first sort of introduction to cards. Well, watching the adults play it, right? He used to, my grandmother and my grandfather would come for a visit on the weekends, and they would come, and I would literally be standing at the door, because my grandfather would bring me a new deck of cards every time he came to visit. And I would literally follow him everywhere, all around the house, for the whole time that he was there visiting, because he would play cards with me. I learned, to communicate. I learned, different games. I learned, sort of like how to be like he wouldn't let me win. So I learned how to be like a gracious winner and a gracious non-winner. It did a lot for my sort of ability to count and subtract and to do all of those things. It was lovely. Oh, I love that. Now, dominoes is something that I never did. I built things with dominoes. I didn't ever play dominoes. Cool, isn't it? I love thinking about that. Yeah, he used to bring me a deck of cards, and we would play like fish and snap and Crazy Eights and Rummy 500 and 31 and of course cribbage. There was another game that he taught me and I can't remember the name of it now. It's like Snap or something. Anyway, yeah. And then my grandmother, she loved to play dice games. So my aunt is Down syndrome, and she had never really been taught to count. But the dice game she loved, and so we would often play the dice game, and it could go on for hours, so that she could participate and play too. And oh my gosh, I remember so many games that we played, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of playing that game. And it just, gives you a warm feeling, right? All of us sitting around and having a few laughs and, just spending time together. So this has been unexpected, talking about these lovely things. I love this. Oh, did you, Carol? Yeah. I love all of the games, like it used to be so much fun to sit down with your friends or your family and play cards, or like board games or whatever. I used to like to play Monopoly. I used to like the game Risk. And although I could never win a game of Risk. I used to like the game, do you guys remember the game Payday? About, it's about like you go through the calendar and like you pay your bills and you get a job and you get fired and you lose your house and then you get a new house and you get a car, and it's about learning like responsibility and stuff. And so I used to play that when I was a teenager. I guess my parents thought that was good for me. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Remember, you know what my favorite game is? Password. Love Password. Watch old reruns, like old clips of Password on YouTube. Love it. Yeah, absolutely. That's those moments, Thomas, 100%. When like your grandfather would say something that was like pivotal, you know what I mean, or share something from his life. I'm sure that most of us that are of a certain age have grandparents that, like my grandmother was an individual, and she was as sweet as, you look up the definition of grandmother and her picture was next to it. That's what I want to say. She was lovely and she was sweet and she was kind, and she only had kind words to say, and she was always like in service to others, right? My grandfather was a man of very few words, as most people his age were. He had a lot of wisdom to sort of share, but he didn't share it often. So when he did speak, when he did share a story, you listened, because it wasn't often that he would share. And I think that's part of the reason why I enjoyed that time with him, was because I got a side of him that others didn't, because of this shared thing that we did with the card playing. So I had those little moments more often than sitting in front of him and being like, hi, Papa, how are you? Right? You know what I mean? Oh, your son is getting out this month. Are you going to have a nice summer? Is that a question? Let's see. What's your son's first name, Connie? Not his last name, just his first name. Yes. The answer is yes. You've got the Three of Earth, or the Three of Pentacles, working together, cooperation. You've got the Four of Fire, or the Four of Wands. That's celebration, family, home, new home celebration. You've got the Nine of Cups, which is like the wish fulfillment card. So yeah, you're going to have it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be a great thing. And it's 5:55 here, a.m. Eastern time. So that means change is a coming, friends. All right, my friend. I hope that you have a lovely day, Carol. Thank you so much for popping in. It was nice to see you. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your day, my friend. All right, friends, I'm going to say goodbye and let you all get on with your day. This was fun. I need to pop on early in the morning. Sometimes I do my readings, my daily readings every morning because I'm awake at this time. But I don't always pop on live. So this was fun. I should do it more often. So I thank you very much for hanging out. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do that. If you feel like the content here is something that you would be appreciating. And tomorrow night at 8 p.m., I'll be back to do Achieving Wellness, which is something that I do once a month, where we cover a variety of topics. And tomorrow's topic is comparing ourselves to others. And then on Friday, May the 12th at 7 p.m., we are back for a celebration of moms. So we're going to have Mel Dorr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic. I'm very excited that he's going to be coming for a visit. And we'll be doing some mediumship and card readings for Mother's Day. So hope that you guys can hang out and tune in to all of those things. Make sure you've got your bell notification checked off so you don't miss any new content. And with that being said, I wish you many blessings. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.